I was just getting ready to go to the gym. I'm always going somewhere. And I wanted to go on and explain process costing. It's really confusing if you don't take the time to review every number and where it goes and where it comes from. So I thought I'd take a problem that a student had just asked me about and go through it. And I'm going to put it on the screen below. The problem says there's a T account and it says Brady manufactures a silicone paste. And of course, it's going through different departments, and this is for the cracking department. We see a T account here, and I'm looking at the problem too, so you can see that I'm going to overlay it when I record this together. There's a beginning inventory, and this is the dollars, not the units. So you'll have to do a T account for units too, if that helps. The inventory was $253,820. We added materials and conversion. We don't know how much was completed and transferred out in dollars and how much was the ending inventory dollars. And that's the object, to get those two pieces. So the first thing you need to do is to find the units and get the physical flow. So stop right now and do that. Let's look at the problem. The problem says the May 1st inventory consisted of 98,000 pounds. And then it has dollars, so we're looking for whole units. The May work in process was 100% complete and 80% complete. We don't care in the weighted average method how complete the beginning was. So go ahead and scratch those out. Get rid of those. During May, 351,000 pounds were started into production. So that's what's new and what's been started. So in a gallon drum of beer or whatever, we have had 98,000 pounds in there, and now we're starting to add 351. Now, we don't know how complete they are, so we'll figure that out. The factory will tell us. They say that the May 31st inventory, which is ending, consisted of 108,000 pounds. So with that, we can find the units. So let's stop and do that. This is the step that you need to do first before you can even do the equivalent units. Okay, I put on a scarf because I want you to be ready to go, because I'm going to go for a walk after this. I want to do the physical flow first. That you have to have that first. So we want to take the 4 different categories. We want to take the beginning work in process units. That's the whole units in a vat. The additional units they started, that's all the different beer or whatever they started that month. Those two added together are the units to account for. Now you need to find the units accounted for by taking either the completed and transferred out plus the ending work in process that somebody's given you, or solving for one of those, but either way, they should be the same. So in this problem, you're going to make sure that the units accounted for are the units to account for.
Okay, do that.
Now, the equivalent units. You've got the physical units. It doesn't matter once you've got the units to account for. You don't need the beginning or the started. Now we go to the bottom 2. The completed and transferred out units are 341,000, and the ending work in process is 108,000. And I got that by subtracting from the units accounted for. The 341,000 are 100% complete as to materials conversion. That's why they're completed. So put the 341 in the materials column and in the conversion column. Okay? The 108,000 units are 100% as to materials, like in a brownie mix when you put everything in. So they're 100% times 108. Multiply that together, 108,000. The conversion is only 70% complete. They're not quite finished with them. So EUPs mean they're that many percentage complete. So you take the 70% times 108,000 and you get 75,600. Now add the materials equivalent units and add the conversion equivalent units and get a total, and you should get 449,000 for materials equivalent units and 416,600 for conversion equivalent units. Check your work now. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we have to add the dollars right from those T accounts and from our original problem and try to get the total cost to account for so that we can spread them out later. So take the materials cost that are in the beginning work in process. You should find that in the problem explanation below, not in the T account, because that's got the total. So you want to put the materials, beginning work in process, which is 147,000, and then beside it the 106,820 in conversion cost. Now line those up because we're going to add the columns together. Underneath that, you can look up at the T account and find that the materials dollars has 598,340 added to it this month. So you want to put that under the materials beginning. The conversion should be 397,266 added to the conversion beginning. Adding those down will give you a total dollar amount that you can then divide by your equivalent units for each one, by materials and by conversion, and get the cost per equivalent unit. Try that now. Almost done. So I've got my sunglasses on and I've got my gloves ready to go. Okay, now we are ready to take the cost per equivalent unit for materials and multiply it times the materials completed and transferred out, and the cost per equivalent unit for conversion and multiply it times the conversion equivalent units completed and transferred out. Now those are whole units, so you could add those together and do it, which I do in class. But you can do the materials equivalent unit in this problem, which is 166, and multiply it times the completed and transferred out of 449 to get part of the materials, part of the completed and transferred out dollars, and then take the 341,000 in equivalent units and multiply it times the 121 you just got in the conversion equivalent, the cost per equivalent unit. Adding those together, we see that we're going to transfer out 978,670, which is going to be on the credit side of the T account, right? Go into the next department. And then in the ending work in process, remember I told you not to forget that one line. Go to the line of ending work in process and get the materials ending work in process equivalent units, which are 108, and multiply it times a 166 to get that number. Add to that number the $1.21 in cost per equivalent units of conversion times that 75,600 that were the 70% of 108. Those two numbers added together will become 91,476. No, excuse me, they do not. They become 277,56. Whoa, a lot of numbers. I'm getting tired. I really do have to go work out. Those are the numbers that will stay in ending work in process and start the next month. So the total cost when you add them together should be the cost accounted for. I sure hope you got this problem. I can't do this anymore today. I'm tired. It's Saturday. Thanks. Good luck.